Jesus! Y'all don't even know what it took to get to this moment. I will tell you guys details later. But oh my God, y'all, I can't believe he had to touch the ground. He's in the motherland for the first time out of his whole family, all the generations since slavery that were brought to America from Africa. He's the first in his bloodline to touch the motherland right now. First in centuries since his family was stolen and brought over here. He made it home.
If you're not connected with your roots, do you know who you are? Black Americans, Black Europeans who haven't been able to connect and come back to Africa, they don't know who they are. So they start acting like the colonizers, and it doesn't make sense. So you have to know who you are, and you have to come back to an African country.
All right, the process have begun of my journey of relocating to Kenya. Go follow our YouTube page. We're going to be posting the entire process of me relocating to Kenya. All right.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my space, the place where we dig deep into trending topics, culture, and real stories from across the globe. And if you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video, and join the conversation in the comment section. Today I came across something very interesting on TikTok. African Americans relocating to Kenya. And not just visiting. I'm talking about people leaving the US to live in Kenya permanently.
So you guys, I just restarted my life here in Nairobi, Kenya officially by signing a year lease in an unfurnished apartment. If you guys have been watching, you guys know I always stay in furnished apartments because I'm usually ready to leave. But I've decided that I will not be leaving Nairobi. I will still travel from time to time, but I will not be living in Nairobi. And this will be my permanent base. And I will take you guys along the journey to designing my new place. And we will have Troy, because you guys know Troy is actually really good at doing interior design. If you have not watched that video already that we put up. And he's going to help me design my place. I've already spoken with him. And you guys will see exactly what it's like to restart your life here in another country. And that being Nairobi, Kenya.
So let's watch some of these clips together and talk about what's going on.
Why would you ever move from America to Kenya? That has to be one of the most common asked questions that I get. I was born in Kenya, raised in the US, and I've been working ever since I was a teenager. Actually, ever since I was younger than that. But in the US, I was working ever since I was a teenager. I went to a technical vocational high school, which was basically a long way of saying I went to a high school that wasn't necessarily like normal. So 1 week I would go to regular math, English, science, whatever. And the other week when I became a junior, which was like 11th grade, I would go work at a job. This was a job that we had to get ourselves that was related to the field that we were studying in school. I was studying health occupations and I became a CNA through our school, and then I was able to get a job as a CNA. Because I got this job at 16, I started working with adults when I was a young person myself, which was amazing because that got me to know so much about a lot of things at a really young age, and it got me in the workforce, and I was able to have a lot of bosses. Something I started noticing was all the bosses, as long as I just came to them and asked them, they would answer my questions. The most senior boss, I think, found it admirable that I was young enough, or I was young and I was asking so many questions. So I would ask things like, so how are you a CEO or director, all these things of this company, while you still manage having 6 kids, 7 kids, and and you have a husband, you have all these things. How do you do all of that? I started noticing all those bosses would hire their children, their cousins, their whoever to start working at the company. They would hire their own each and every time. That planted a really deep-rooted seed in me, and I just knew some point at some time I will go back to Kenya and help my own people too. If you find a secret that you found that can help your own people, you bring it to them, you give it to them. I'm gonna help as many people as I can, and maybe my methods may not be very orthodox, but in the grand scheme of things, my goal is to help. I learned every single thing I could from when I was 16 until now, and I'm bringing it here. And we will make a difference. We will impact. And I hope people see the value in our school and they see where we're trying to take people and how we're trying to help them, in hopes that you go and study and come back and help your people. Or you can say whatever, as long as you just open your mind up to a different world, travel the world, see what it's like with the people. Because there is a big movement with millennials and Gen Zs moving back home, right? We are learning that we want to help our own people too. So, yeah.
You know, as someone living right here in Kenya, this really makes me think. We often hear stories of Africans trying to move to the West for better opportunities, education, security, you name it. But now we are seeing a reversal. People from the US, particularly African Americans, choosing to come home.
Nairobi or Bangkok? Which one is your favorite now?
For me, I'm choosing Nairobi for sure.
Why do you say that?
I'm more comfortable in Nairobi, even just based off the weather. For me personally, like the weather combined with like air quality, like in Bangkok. And I've seen the videos on YouTube. I've seen it before I went to Bangkok. Everybody talked about the pollution. Everybody talked about the climate. But when I was in the Matrix, hearing that didn't bother me. I just needed to get out the Matrix. I didn't care about that. After being there for a while, I'm like, yeah, I need to go somewhere where the climate is more suitable for me. I love 75 degrees, partly cloudy, with clean air. So that's what we have here. That's one of the main reasons why for me. You know, not to mention, to be in the area, to be in a place where everybody looks like you.
Nimehama huku Kenya kama 1 month and a half ago. Family yangu wamehama na tulihama pamoja. This is not my first time in Kenya. I've actually visited many times. So misi mgeni, nimeshazoea kukua hapa. Najua Swahili yangu si kama yako na ni sawa, mi sijali najaribu, and that's all that matters, right? I feel like I've stamped 3 more places on my Kenya passport, unlocking all the cities, different regions, counties. Yeah, that's why it's been a while since I've been able to post one of these, but it actually has been exactly a month since I posted my first little clip of me explaining why I decided to move to Kenya from Seattle. I decided I'm going to continue this series and share with you all more about my journey, reasons, how I view life from this perspective. But let's move to the most hot topic that I've had so far, which is where I'm from, okay? I was born and raised in Seattle, Washington. Both of my parents are Kambas. I'm not Kikuyu, I'm not Luya, I'm not Luo, I'm not Kisii, I'm not Kalenjin. I'm Kamba, okay? My last name is Kyoko, and that's the story.
Now, let's unpack this a little. From what I'm seeing, there are a few reasons behind this shift. Cultural connection. Many African Americans feel disconnected from their ancestral roots. Africa and Kenya in particular gives them a chance to reconnect with history, traditions, and a sense of identity they may have been denied. Peace and simplicity. A lot of them talk about peace, not just physical peace, but mental peace. Kenya offers a slower, more grounded way of life for some, compared to the fast-paced, racially tensed environment in parts of the US. Cost of living and opportunity. Believe it or not, some find it cheaper to live in Kenya than in cities like LA or New York.
Sugar's always coming to you live from my vanity. You know when you be working for too long, you start getting antsy and you're like right now I'm at work and I don't know why. I just want to come on here and say hi to y'all and say asante signs for all my new Kenyan followers. Like when y'all come through, when y'all hear somebody talk about Kenya, y'all be like, who talking about Kenya? Like, what's up? what's up? Like, y'all come squad deep. Like, y'all do not play. I really love that. Like, on YouTube, on TikTok, like wherever my platforms are that I'm representing. Obviously, I live in Kenya right now. Those that may not know, new people coming through. I live in Nairobi, Kenya. I moved here 7 months ago with my family, and it's the best decision, one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. I'll give you 3 reasons why, real quick. You guys asked for it, I'm gonna give it to you. Look at y'all, look at y'all, look at, wait, hey. Okay, let me stop, I only got like 3 minutes. So, number 1, to heal. I moved here to heal. Like, that's one of the main reasons for me, just personally, who I am as a woman, as a Black American. I moved here to heal from generational curses, from the government, from racism. Like, I moved to heal and start anew. That's one of the reasons why I moved here. One of the 3. 2, I feel safer here as a Black woman. I feel seen, but not seen. If you guys haven't checked out my interview with Mina and Billy, it's in the link in my bio. We talk about how we blend in. We obviously, until we talk, you know, we don't have the language and the Kenyan accent yet. But it's getting there, my friend. It's getting there. And I'm not saying this to make fun of anyone's accent. Like, I freaking love African accents. And I know you guys, a lot of people here say they love American accents. But I'll never forget when I talked to one of my Kenyan friends, and she's like, it sounds like a snake is wrapped around your tongue. That's how fast you talk. So I just learned, like, to talk slower and to try to add that African accent. Like, I just freaking love it. But I think I told y'all number 2. Number 2 is I feel safer. I feel safer here as a Black woman. And number 3, the lifestyle. Plain and simple. Like, I'm able to create a lifestyle here for my children, for my family, my husband. Like, we all can, like, work on our craft, our passions, and be able to pursue certain things that we weren't able to in the States. We had to continue that rat race. We had to continue keeping up with the Joneses. Here, we're keeping up with ourselves. All right, y'all. Make sure you follow me and click the link in my bio for more. Till next time, y'all, it's your girl Dabe, coming to you live from.
People understood, right? Because it's a process. But the whole thing changed when I moved. When I actually made that bold move to relocate here permanently, people then said, aha. So she's not just talking, she's putting her money where her mouth is, and she's also walking us through the journey. So nope, I'm not trying to convince you. I don't promote mass exodus. I don't promote repatriation. Y'all can hold me to that. But I do promote alternative lifestyle. It happened to be on the continent, and we happen to have African ancestry.
I definitely feel called to Africa. I've always felt like Africa was my home. I always felt connected. The only question was how to get here. So my minor was in African studies, and I actually went to school here. I worked in the TRC, Truth and Reconciliation Commission in South Africa. My first time in Africa, I think I was 18, and we were working in Chirezi refugee camp in Chirezi, Zimbabwe, with Mozambican refugees. Hey, welcome to my home. I'm Tadre. Come on in. Karibu, karibu. Listen, before you go anywhere, I want to point out this new piece that I had custom made with Bawuli fabric from West Africa. And then we've got this wonderful raffia mirror from Uganda. And then I love this piece that Michael Soy gave to me. He is a famous Kenyan artist, and he gifted this to me on my birthday.
We are all Black women who left America and moved to Africa. We are living in paradise. God is good.
Text without believing how they said you're supposed to believe it. And I think that's the problem. We're throwing out the baby with the bathwater. But if you look at those
if you're speaking about like comedic texts and things of that nature, fine. But I'm saying this whole Bible,
but it comes from the comedic text.
Everybody
Because if you understand, and see, that's why I can say that, because I understand Kemet.
Others see business opportunities, especially in tourism, farming, and tech. Community. Some African Americans say they feel more accepted here. People don't look at them through a lens of racism or suspicion. Here they are home. But now, let's talk on our side.
Well-traveled tourists are not coming to your country because of the freeways, because of the tall buildings. Yes, those are nice conveniences. Don't get me wrong. I say this, that's the good thing of when you make a video and it goes viral. If you watched my video where I say, why is Nairobi trending? And I had some few suggestions. It's true. But I can just tell you, as someone who has lived in America for many years, and not just lived in America, traveled America extensively, and traveled Africa. I've been to Kenya almost everywhere. No, not almost everywhere. But I understand Kenya because that's where I was born and raised. Some of you in the comments say, wait until you go to Pretoria, South Africa. I've been to Pretoria, South Africa. I know South Africa. I've been to Accra, Ghana. I've been to Kigali. So I'm well-traveled. Not that much, but compared to the general population, I consider myself as a person who's well-traveled. I'm just being honest. So when people come to Africa, when I say Nairobi is trending, yes, having nice buildings and the organization and the freeways helps. Everyone wants to have convenience. Mobile money, convenient. Freeways, convenient. Nice apartments, convenient. But understand that is not why they are coming. But they can come if they have African pride and they find a country that is more organized. That is attractive. But if it was the concrete, the roads and the infrastructure and convenience, you are not going to see an American tourist. So there is no need for you to remind me that South Africa is better. Myself, I've been in South Africa. So I don't speak things that I don't know. Okay? But that's not what a well-traveled person is looking for. An American is not coming to compare Kenya and South Africa. They are coming, well, they can compare, but they are coming for the people, the culture. What is something special about that place? So when you hear them saying Nairobi people are so warm, okay, they mean it. Because maybe they've never been in a place where many people just love them and tell them good things, and they come there and they find people are nice. That means a lot. There are people who are coming to Kenya or Africa because of the culture. They want something to identify with. So there is much more that people look at. And then there's this group of people who like commenting without experience. Let me just give you an example of a person who should just watch a video and like and keep going. If you've never left your country, such things just like or dislike and keep going. You have very little to offer on that topic. I'm just being honest. It's like an American watching me and they have a comment about Kenya. And most of them, if you go down in the comments, you won't see an American commenting on my video. That's just how, when you are well informed, you know where to poke your mouth. So some of us, when we make these topics, is because we've experienced life in both countries. We've experienced life in Africa. We've experienced life in America. And me having both ways, I like such and by the way, when you come to America, do not overstay your visa. Janet Rangi 67@gmail.com. Do not overstay your visa. Okay? Visit visa, J1 visa. Do not overstay that visa. This is not the time to overstay your visa. You have options. Okay? If you plan to go home, go. If you change your mind, the law allows you to change your mind. And that's where we come in, we guide you, we give you the resources, we show you the lawyers. Okay? So I love you. I love you. You liked my video. I didn't know it was going to trend that much. I said Nairobi is trending, and then my video trended. Meaning, I was right. And then some of you are like, can someone tell her about algorithm? Did you do research about Janet? Did you do research about Janet Rangi? Do you know how long I've been on social media? Do you know the first time I heard the word algorithm? Okay. Can someone tell her? Maybe you found out about the word algorithm last week and you're teaching a professor. I love you, I love you, I love you. Well, if you don't know Janet, welcome to Janet Rangi. Those who've known me for a long time, they know how Janet talks. Okay, I love you, 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 I love you. Okay. Do some research. Okay, so we are not coming to Kenya because of the buildings. We are coming because of the people. We are coming because of Lake Naivasha. I'm coming to go to Hell's Gate and see where I can drop an egg and then it boils in 1 minute. In 1 minute. Because of the temperatures. I want to see the flamingos in Lake Nakuru and Lake Naivasha. Excuse me. I want to go to Savo. I want to experience the Big Five. I want to see the lions in their real natural environment. I want to go to Nairobi Museum. I want to understand the history of Kenya. I want to go to Bomas of Kenya. Those are things I can't see in America. You got it? If it was about concrete. Now the title was not Nairobi is better than South Africa. That was not the topic. Mumedanganywa. So uende go to South Africa. What? No, umeenda. Mimi nimeenda. Okay. All right. Welcome to Janet Rangi. Mimi, I'm Simba. Wengine wenu mnapita tuna tu comments mnadhani ati Janet ndiye amefika kwa social media first time. Okay, I love you. Okay, Nairobi is trending. That was the whole point. And from what I've heard people saying, it's the people, it's the love. Okay, it's the communication skills. You speak English and most foreigners appreciate that. I think Nairobi has the blend of tradition with modern. There's just that fine balance between being traditional and being modern. And the weather is nice. I didn't say it's perfect, but it's nice. And it's true. Maybe you. I didn't grow up with an air conditioner and we didn't complain. Unless you're from the coastal region or Kisumu where they're close to the lake with a lot of moisture. Or northeastern. Most of us who grew up around mostly western, okay, Nairobi, and actually, where? Eldoret, we don't have air conditioners. We just live a natural environment. We open our windows. And that is fair for me to say because I lived there.
So I received this comment yesterday in the post that I made. And it really hit home. It really hit home when he said what he said. He said, or she, I don't know who it is. Ain't nobody stopping you here from being black, for driving a nice car while black. There isn't. You fit the description. Okay, so it's not like that in the States. And I think that alone makes it so comfortable here. Recently in the news, they had an officer pulled over a judge. He didn't know she was a judge. He pulled her over and for driving slow, for being in a certain neighborhood, for being black, driving a nice vehicle. She was a judge. He didn't know she was a judge until he busted her tail like in the back, giving him a reason to give her a citation. Once he did that, she let him know, I'm a judge. And so then he started cowering off. It's like, this, that, and the other. Why you didn't tell me that? Why do I have to tell you that I'm a judge for you to treat me right? Why? Why do I have to go through that? America is not it. It is not it. You're going to be judged for driving a nice car, whether you work hard for it or it was passed down to you or you rich. If you black and you're driving a nice car in certain neighborhoods, you could get pulled over by the police. You could end up losing your life when you get pulled over by the police. That's scary. So I say all this to say that I appreciate being where the majority looks just like me. I appreciate being somewhere where you fit in and you don't have to worry about another race discrediting you as a human just because of the color of your skin. And we already know who we are with our skin, so everybody wants this skin.
So we've been looking into this really interesting trend. A noticeable number of Black Americans making the move to Kenya.
That's right. We came across this report from Al Jazeera English, and it really digs into why people are making such a big life change.
Okay, so maybe let's start with one of the stories they highlighted. Anne Marie Crawford, she's originally from Jamaica, became a U.S. citizen.
Yeah, spent years in the U.S., nearly 30 in Atlanta, actually. But the report says she started feeling, well, unwelcome.
An unwelcome how?
Like she was just there to work and put money in their pockets, was the quote used. And apparently the political climate, especially with President Trump potentially returning, was a big factor for her.
Right, that makes sense. So she decided to leave.
Exactly. Packed up, moved, and bought a home in Nairobi in a, quote, prime area.
And how did she find it there, the reception?
She described feeling warmly welcomed. You can imagine after feeling out of place in the U.S., that must have felt, well, pretty significant.
Absolutely. And it sounds like she's not an isolated case.
Definitely not. The report mentions Adila Muhammad. She runs a relocation service.
Oh, interesting.
And she's helped roughly 15 families, mostly Black American, move to Kenya just in the last year. And she says more are on the way.
Wow, 15 families in a year. That really shows some momentum. What are the big reasons people are giving Adila?
Well, fundamentally, it seems to boil down to seeking a better life, more comfort, you know.
Comfort how? Like financial?
That's part of it. Adila does mention that savings and pensions can stretch further in Kenya, but it's also about escaping stress.
Stress.
Things like racism, police brutality, the intense political climate back in the States. People are just looking for peace, basically.
Peace. Yeah, you hear that a lot. And Adila herself moved there.
She did with her husband Lamont. They actually share their story on YouTube. And through that, they've connected with this whole community.
A community of expats.
Yeah, around 200 people, Americans, Canadians, Jamaicans, mostly moved there in the last, say, 5 years. So there's a network forming.
That network must make a huge difference. It's not just about the practicalities then. We also heard about Mero Narcissus from Chicago.
Right. He'd visited friends in Ghana and Nigeria, other parts of Africa, but he specifically chose Kenya.
Why Kenya for him?
His reasons sounded quite practical. Good roads, faster internet, moderate weather near the coast. Different priorities, you see.
Yeah, interesting. But it all points towards seeking something better, just defined differently. The report also mentions something deeper, right, about roots.
Yes, definitely. For some, there's this pull towards ancestral roots, especially thinking about West Africa and the history of the slave trade.
But they're moving to East Africa to Kenya.
True. And Adila made the point that for many, that connection can be felt anywhere on the continent. Plus, Nairobi itself has a certain appeal. Modern apartments, gyms, pools, conveniences.
So it's like a push and pull thing, pushed by negative experiences in the U.S.
Like generations of racial injustice, maybe growing economic worries.
And pulled by the promise of something positive in Kenya.
Exactly. Peace, opportunity, maybe just feeling like you belong. Anne-Marie even mentioned worrying about her house in Atlanta losing value. That economic anxiety is real.
That really brings it home. She wanted to sell quickly.
Yeah, and she felt such peace in Kenya. The report says she was actually telling her old co-workers, you know, sell your houses, come over here.
Wow. Quite the testimonial. Okay, so we're trying to sort of wrap this up. What are the main takeaways here?
I think it really shows this complex mix, doesn't it?
As Kenyans, how do we view this? I think it's important we welcome our brothers and sisters, but also help them adjust realistically. Kenya is beautiful, but is not perfect. We have challenges, corruption, unemployment, high cost of living in some areas, so it's important to balance the expectations. At the same time, their presence here could spark new conversation, cultural exchange, and even investments. We could learn from each other. This whole trend sends a bigger message to the world. It tells us that Africa is rising, that people are no longer seeing the continent as a place to escape from, but a place to build a future. And for African Americans, maybe this is more than a relocation. It's a reunion, a homecoming that goes beyond geography, one that touches the soul. So, what do you think? Will you personally welcome African Americans settling in your community? Do you think Kenya is really ready for this shift? Or is this just a social media trend? Let me know in the comment section. And to any African American brothers and sisters watching this, Karibu Kenya, welcome home. This is Mercy Realities.
Shit.